But in recent years, the natural beauty of the Muskokas has been under renewed assault. An estimated 1.5 million people vacation each year in the 1,600 square kilometers known as the Muskokas. And every year, that record is broken.
Busy. A lot of skiers, a lot of boaters going back and forth. Traffic is a lot heavier than it used to be. You're thinking twice about letting your young kid walk out, go from the cottage to the dock without being escorted across the road.
I'm not going to be able to afford the Muskokas unless it's what I call more the lower Muskokas around the Severn River area. Certainly not on any of the major lakes.
Therein lies the Muskokas' biggest headache, and it's one that won't go away. There are already 20,000 cottages and 130 hotels and lodges crowded into the Muskokas. But even that cannot satisfy the insatiable demand of city dwellers from the south. Many families frozen out of the Toronto housing market are even considering buying a permanent home in the Muskokas and commuting to work in the city. The Muskokas has been a tourist hotspot for decades, so complaints about overcrowding, traffic jams and pollution are not new. But in the past 3 years, the explosion of condominium buying and real estate speculation has pushed cottage prices into the million-dollar bracket.
Hello. Yes. Yes, Carol.
For local realtors like Tom McDonald, the Muskokas means keeping a cellular phone on your boat at all times.
Well, he can fax a copy of the listing to you. And then better get the check in today.
And just how much is a piece of paradise in Ontario going to cost you in 1989? The answer is plenty.
There are cottages up here that are quite nice and have a lot to offer for well under $1 million.
An island cottage like this one fits everybody's dream of the perfect country retreat. If you like it a lot, you better come up with $1.75 million. So the realtors get rich and progress pounds on the door of the Muskokas. The once quaint Main Street of a town like Port Carling already bears the imprint of terminal yuppidom. It's true the present flush of commercialism has brought jobs and prosperity to the area, but it has also changed forever the essence of cottage country.
It's excellent for business, but the old small-town atmosphere is being left behind with all the traffic and all the new faces. I can remember a time when you could walk down the main street of Bracebridge and say hello to everybody you met and know them.
Muskoka got its name from the Huron Indian words Musquash and Uka, meaning the place where the large rocks are red. But today, many of those rocks are being blasted away to make level building sites for more luxury condos. Cottage country in the Muskokas may be full, but more people still want in. And money talks. Tomorrow night, we'll look at the belated efforts to control the urbanization of cottage country. But is it too little, too late? Paul Dalby, Global News, Port Carling.
And the northern area has been getting some good weather. Susan Hay here with the forecast. Wonderful up north. More than 30 degrees coming up for them.
For all of Ontario, Mother Nature has been quite good to us this week, unlike last week. Although today most of Ontario was generally cloudy with the exception of the south, and that's all going to change for those areas tomorrow. And as you know, the first day of summer officially arrives this Wednesday, so we're calling for good weather through to Friday and nice and warm. Let's take a look at our satellite shot. And today the leading edge of the cloud shield showing up in Hudson Bay through to James Bay, Moosonee, into North Bay, London, Sault Ste. Marie, and finally into Chicago. And as we go westward, Edmonton, as well as Vancouver. Onto our map of Ontario, and that cold low that dominated our weather picture all last week is not on the map this week. And what experienced the lots of sunshine today was the south central portions of Ontario, this nice high pressure area. But unfortunately, the rest of Ontario was generally cloudy with just a few sunny breaks, but very, very warm for the remainder of the week. Now tonight, this system is going to move in with a trough through to James Bay. It's called a frontal wave, and that's going to bring a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout most areas, with the exception of eastern Ontario, just a few cloudy periods and some local fog, and then clearing overnight to the southwest and to northern areas. But this system is going to linger into most areas of Ontario tomorrow to give a few sunny breaks a chance of showers, and the risk of thunderstorms, with the exception of northern and central areas. They're going to be nice and sunny, unlike today, because of this nice high-pressure area. And this system will be the dominant feature from Wednesday through to Friday, giving us a lot of sunshine here in Ontario and daytime highs reaching seasonal values or a little bit above. Let's check our daytime highs today. And in the Windsor area, we had a reading of 25, 24 in London, and the southwest was generally cloudy. 26 here in Toronto with just some few scattered showers about an hour and a half ago, and that should continue overnight. Brockville rather sunny but cool due to the strong winds coming off the lakes, and 26 and sunny in Ottawa. The far north, Timmins, nice and warm today at 27 with some cloudy skies there, as well as Sudbury with a reading of 24 and becoming quite sunny for those areas tomorrow. As we go across the country now, the hot spot today located in Regina at 30 degrees or 86, and that daytime high is still going up. And they had lots of sunshine, and that's coming our way for the remainder of the week. They're into a very dry air mass. And then on the East Coast, a mix of sun and cloud today with readings of 21 to 23. And then in St. John's, because of all the cloud cover and some showers there, a reading of only 18 degrees. So that's the weather coast to coast. Now let's take a closer look at your region. Beginning with tonight in northern Ontario, we're calling for scattered showers and thunderstorms. That should end overnight. Then a clearing trend is expected with lows of 10 to 12. Tomorrow, sunny and warm with fog patches and a high of 28. Eastern section, cloudy periods with local fog this evening, lows 14 to 16. Tomorrow, variable cloudiness with the chance of showers and the risk of thunderstorms, readings 25 to 27. And then central areas isolated or evening showers and thunderstorms, pretty much the same tomorrow in the morning with a few sunny breaks there. To the southwest, some unsettled weather overnight, then partial clearing, variable cloudiness tomorrow, so a few sunny breaks. And finally, the Toronto region, a chance of showers or thunderstorms tomorrow with a few sunny breaks and a high of 27. So, Thalia, after tomorrow, perhaps just a mix of sun and cloud Wednesday, but from Thursday through to Friday, daytime highs 24 to 30 degrees and sunny.
It's only Monday,
so
but what about the weekend? You got us to Friday weekend?
Well, no, that's the long range, and we can't tell you about that until Thursday.
Okay, thanks, Susan. Richard?
Okay. John Daw here with a look ahead to tonight's business news. John?
Thank you very much, Richard. Another major takeover in the United States. This time it's an airline, a successful airline. That story is coming up on the Business Report.
Here's McGuire coming along to the field.
Yeah, this could be the last play of the season for these guys, Bubba.
That's the truth, partner.
Third down and long, and here's the snap. Looks like play action, and what a block by Crawford. He just threw it on Radke, crushed him. McGuire's in the clear, and Bukowski made the big play, and what a play. Let's look at it again.
Left trap bell going the wrong way. Level Radke cleared a lane here, and Bukowski and McGuire hooked up to make it to the one.
Yeah, first and goal, what should be an easy 6.
Are you, Bruce?
Let's talk about it.
Well, Bubba.
Heck of a play, partner.
I'll sing and you fill in the words.
Okay, King Waldorf.
Happiness is
Splashy whale.
Happiness is
Waving tails, it's sailing around and upside down.
Happiness is
Marineland.
All right, ready? Happiness is
A great big kiss.
Happiness is
Being friends you miss. It's floating on air and the wind in your hair.
Happiness is
Marineland.
When you're getting your cellular phone, you want reliable sales and service. You want Cantel, the only cellular network with a nationwide force of service centers everywhere. Because you're in cellular for the long run, and you don't want service that's here today, gone tomorrow. Get on the move. Call Cantel now.
It's incredible. Red Lobster's new 5-star shrimp specials. Starting with our biggest star, delicious shrimp 5 ways. One spectacular dish with savory grilled shrimp, lemon pepper shrimp, zesty garlic shrimp, breaded shrimp, and Cajun popcorn shrimp all on one plate. Red Lobster's got more shrimp, more ways from just $8.95. So come take a shine to our 5-star shrimp specials on now.
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
Good evening. Tonight on the Business Report, the stock markets are mixed and boring. Real estate slump continues, and Northwest Airlines agrees to a buyout. That story first. One of the most successful airlines in the United States has agreed to be bought out by an outside investor group. Northwest Airlines will be bought out for $3.5 billion, ending weeks of speculation about the future of the fourth largest American carrier. As Paul French reports, the deal puts into question the future of one of the losing bidders.
Northwest Airlines dominates the Pacific Rim market. Pan Am is strong across the Atlantic. Together, analysts say the two would create a formidable partnership that could save Pan Am's life. It's operating under a heavy debt load, and its chairman has said it needs a partner to continue to fly. But it's not going to happen with Northwest. An investor group led by financier Alfred Checky has won the nod from Northwest, beating not only Pan Am, but offers from oil billionaire Marvin Davis and the International Association of Machinists, which represent a large group of Northwest employees. And the competitive bidding has made Northwest stock take off. Less than a year ago, the airline's shares were trading in New York at $40 apiece. Takeover rumors a few months ago sent that soaring to $100, and in the final stages pushed the winning bid to $121 a share. At that price, airline regulators say there's concern that too heavy a debt load could limit the new owner's ability to properly maintain equipment. Northwest pilots fear routes and other major assets could be sold to help pay for the acquisition. And the Pilots Association say they will strike if the deal involves too much debt. Paul French for the Business Report.
The Canadian job market will continue to show strength this summer, with most of the opportunities coming in the construction and mining sectors. According to a national survey, the industries showing slower growth in hiring include manufacturing, services, and transportation. Overall, 36% of all companies surveyed will expand payrolls over the next 3 months, thanks mainly to seasonal demands. Last week, Stats Canada reported a slight drop in the national jobless rate to 7.6%. Volumes were light and trading activity was almost boring at New York and Toronto today. In fact, at New York, 4 companies involved in takeover activity accounted for almost 10% of the small volume on Wall Street. Here's Fred Ketchum with his look at the day on Bay Street.
Without leadership, lacking in direction, and certainly minus any degree of enthusiasm at all, the stock market did one of its leave me alone and let me drift routines here today. A little weaker in New York, a little stronger in Toronto, thanks to some strength in the gold and silver, the transportation, and the real estate and construction sector. First of all, let's look at those golds, where Cambior and Pegasus both led the parade there, up by 38 cents apiece. Transportation issues saw Greyhound lines add $0.25. Same thing with Laidlaw Transportation Class B. Laidlaw's A shares were better by 12.5 cents. The highlight in the real estate and construction sector were the shares of Cambridge shopping centers, which bounded ahead by just under $1 to close at $33.50. It was also the leading volume gainer in the industrial sector today, about 550,000 shares, but then included in that amount was one transaction of 471,000 shares put through the ticker tape earlier this morning at a price of $33.75. The largest net loss on the day went to the shares of Scottish and York Holdings, which succeeded in cutting itself in a little better than half. It was down 75 cents at the close at a price of 60 cents a share. Scottish and York, of course, is the company that announced late last week that they had sold their insurance business to Central Capital Corporation, who hope to be able to turn that business around. From the floor of the Toronto Stock Exchange, I'm Fred Ketchum for the Business Report.
And it wasn't only the stock markets which suffered from quiet trading today, it was lackluster in all markets. As you'll notice in the upcoming closing market figures, the only substantial change was in oil futures, and that was technical. The TSE 300 Composite Index rose 6 points in fairly light trade. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell almost 6.5 points in very light volume. West Texas Intermediate crude oil rose 91 cents a barrel in a technical rally affecting July futures contracts only. The price of gold gained almost $2 an ounce at New York, and the Canadian dollar eased back 0.1 cent. And finally, the Canadian Real Estate Association said today that house sales in Canada fell 19% in May from the same month last year. Average house prices fell 3% from the previous month. The association said potential purchasers are deferring decisions until interest rates decline. The group also said that other economic factors are shaking consumer confidence right now. Among them would be the impact of new budget measures on discretionary income. And that's the Business Report. I'm John Daw. Richard?
All right, thanks very much, John. Mark Hepsher standing by now with a preview of Sportsline. Mark?
Thank you very much, Richard. We've got baseball news for you, football as well, and the new king of golf. Can you guess who it is? We'll tell you about that and more in 2 minutes on Early Sportsline. Stay with us.
Oh, I've got to run.
You look like you have been running all over town.
I know.
Why not try Towers? It's all in one store, all at the right prices.
Like Crest, now only $1.67 for the bonus size. Stock up an Irish Spring soap. The 4-bar pack is just $1.97. And the 8-roll pack of Cottonelle is $2.57 with in-flyer coupon.
Towers. I'll try them.
Now you're going places.
Towers, your family's extra special store. Mothers. We are all born of mothers. Mothers raise us, praise us, weep for us, work for us. Mothers are our counselors, our mentors, our friends. We all grow up and leave our mothers, but we never entirely leave them. No matter how old we get, we are all children to our mothers.
Mothers. That's what Bell Long Distance is for.
Hey, Mike, give me 5.
Get rid of your old bowl. From now on, Michael, we'll use this.
Ready, Mike?
Big new, major new,
Grand Gourmet.
Nothing else like it.
Look, big meaty strips smothered in gravy.
100% nutritious, and it tastes as good as it looks like it tastes.
So, Mike, you like Grand Gourmet better than Fifi's?
The goodness of milk plus a thick and tasty chocolatey coating makes Mars the bar that helps you through your day.
A Mars bar helps you through, helping you through your day.
Well, after a real smorgasbord of weather conditions during U.S. Open week, it's hoped the sun will come out this week and shine on Glen Abbey for the Canadian Open. Curtis Strange will be here, along with Masters champion Nick Faldo and a host of other world-class golfers. The big story, of course, will be Strange, who enjoys playing Glen Abbey like Pete Rose enjoys an afternoon at the racetrack. After taking his second straight U.S. Open yesterday, Curtis is headed for the Abbey, where he's won 2 Canadian Opens and 1 Cadillac Skins title in the last 4 years. Let's see how things went yesterday at Oak Hill from CNN's Tom Kirkland.
The U.S. Open beginning the final 18. Tom Kite dreamed of this most of his life, but little did he know what a nightmare day he'd have. Began innocently enough. After having a rough time getting to the green on the first hole, he saved par 4 the hard way. The Hogan on his head would prove to be the day's ultimate irony, as strange things were about to happen. The defending champion would go 35 holes without a birdie from late Friday to late Sunday. The approaches were solid enough, but he just couldn't get the putts to fall yet. Japan's Jumbo Ozaki was feeling his oats. He quietly played himself into contention. This could have put him 3 under par. The par kept him at 2 under, but he would fade in the late going. Kite's crash to earth began on the par 4 fifth. He came in with a 3-shot lead, but after hitting into the water, this was for bogey. This was for double bogey. The triple bogey 7 was the beginning of the end of his latest major hope. Suddenly, everybody was alive.
That's when I perked up. And I don't mean like I wasn't perked up before, but I really perked up. And they really kind of played back into my hands. And somebody else could have made some birdies and won, but, you know, normally coming down the stretch of the Open, a bunch of pars win.
87 champ Scott Simpson, who was in the hunt last year, also was hanging around the lead. Mark McCumber might be the Open champion if he'd been able to close the door on a couple of short ones. The 3-putt on 9 killed him, and then again on 13.
2 good short putts that both lipped out. I mean, the one on 13, you can hit 100 putts from there, never have a ball go under and come back out like that. That's part of the U.S. Open. Every other player had to deal with the same thing I did.
With all the leapfrogging going on, the defending champ found himself in the lead by a shot here on 15. Still no birdies, but another big par putt. Now the juices were flowing. Par in could win, but after 35 straight birdieless holes of golf, finally the clincher on 16. Never mind the bogey on 18, he bagged another big one. 2 in a row, and he was up in the clouds again.
And Mr. Hogan, who won it the last time almost 40 years ago, obviously it's a feat that's tough to be done because, you know, the great Jack Nicklaus and the great Arnold Palmer and the great Tom Watson and all the guys who have dominated since then didn't do it.
Good luck this week at Glen Abbey, Curtis. Now to baseball, and the aforementioned manager of the Cincinnati Reds, has filed a suit for a temporary restraining order against Commissioner Bart Giamatti's scheduled hearing next month. The hearing was called as a result of baseball's 2-month investigation into alleged gambling ties involving Pete Rose. Meanwhile, there was a fair bit of trading activity in baseball yesterday. The Phils traded Steve Bedrosian to the Giants for 3 youngsters. Then the Phils picked up Lenny Dykstra and Roger McDowell from the Mets in exchange for Juan Samuel. For Dykstra, it's a good deal because he's going to a preferred place.
If I had to pick a place to get traded to, I told my wife that this would be one of my top 3 choices. I've always hit well here. I like the atmosphere, and the team's got a chance. Not right now, but they're showing that they want to win. They're making some moves, and I'm going to do everything I can to help them win. That's my trademark.
I'm happy that I'm going to get the opportunity to pitch in situations where I hadn't been used a lot this year. I was used early in the season a little bit, but over the last month, I wasn't used in a lot of key situations. So I'm happy that I'm going to get that opportunity.
Well, I think I'm going to find out the personality of the ball club, but they're winners, and I think I'm a winner. So I think I'm going to just fit in perfect. I think I'll be perfect over there.
Elsewhere in the senior loop, the Chicago Cubs moved 1.5 games up on Montreal after taking 2 of 3 this weekend at the Big O. Montreal won the lid lifter Friday night to take over top spot in the East, but then the Cubbies showed their true colors. There was a couple of former Expos, like this guy, Andre Dawson, 2 men on against Mark Langston to deep center field and gone for a home run. 3-0 for the Cubs. Dawson hot since coming back from knee surgery. Here's Otis Nixon with a drive over the first base bag into the corner. This will be extra bases, and when Mark Langston comes in to score, it is 4-2 Cubs, and only in the 5th inning. The Expos had a chance, but then another former Spo, Vance Law, delivers. Base hit to left field. It scores Lloyd McClendon, and the Cubs go on to win 5-4. Tonight, Montreal's in New York. Ooh, you get to face Dwight Gooden, do you? Kevin Gross hurling for Montreal at 7:35. In the American League, a couple of alphabet soup series ended yesterday. In Baltimore, you had the O's taking on the A's. Here in Toronto, it was the Jays taking on the M's. In this case, the M stands for Mariners, or Massacre, if you prefer. Highlights from the Skydome look like this. First inning, Jay Buhner with a liner to center field. Look at Junior Felix. Oh, he couldn't run over those salt stains fast enough. Skydome looking terrible since the roof leaked. Bell picks it up. Pee Wee Briley scores, and so does Harold Reynolds. It's 2-0 Seattle. Still in the first, it's Junior Griffey against Frank Wills, and he smacks one up the middle, and Junior waits for this one to fall. Look at those ugly stains out there. That's disgusting. Later, Edgar Martinez, home run. See you later, baby. 8-2, the final score in favor of the Mariners. Meanwhile, in Baltimore yesterday, let's get serious, can we please? No, let's not. The Orioles continued on their winning way. Bob Melvin with the sacks drunk, a double to right field. All 3 runners come in to score. Baltimore leads Oakland 3-0 in the first in this battle of division leaders. The A's, though, cut the lead in the 6th inning, and it's Dave Schmidt at the place to Luis Polonia, and he sends one deep to right center field. This one is gone into the bullpen, home run. However, Baltimore wins 4-2, and tonight we got the Jays in action on the West Coast. Dave Stieb against Chuck Finley, and that's a 10:35 start. It was not a great day for the Argos as they continued training camp in Guelph. For Coach Bob Obilovich, it's getting tougher to tell the players without a program. 7 guys failed their physicals, a couple more retired, and another is a no-show. Obi just can't figure it out, especially those failed physicals.
Well, it's bizarre with all the injuries. The number of guys that didn't pass our medicals, I've never seen that in the number of years I've been involved in coaching. It's just one of those things where a bunch of guys, the medical staff wouldn't pass them for different reasons, and just made it another look as far as your training camp. One thing it did do, it solved all our problems as far as making sure we got down under the 65 limit.
Other news, we've got the Wimbledon seedings here. Wimbledon starts June the 26th, by the way, which is next Monday. And on the women's side, Helen Kellacy, who's from Thornhill, Ontario, is seeded 13th. You've got Graf, Navratilova, never can say that. Sabatini, Everett, and Garrison are the top 5 women's seeds. On the men's side, Yvonne Lendl, Stefan Edberg, Boris Becker, Mats Wielander, and John McEnroe. And Coach Barry Switzer has resigned as the head football coach at the University of Oklahoma. All that sex and drug scandal going on there. He decided to make the quick adios, as my partner would say. But he's not here, so I said it. Thanks for joining us. See you at 11:30. Now back to Richard and Thalia.
Thanks very much, Mark.
Thank you. Still to come, a test California children do not want to fail.
thought you had a headache.
I took aspirin.
Clinical evidence proves aspirin brings effective relief fast.
I thought you had a headache.
I took aspirin.
For millions, aspirin has been proven to bring relief in minutes.
Okay, let's do it.
I thought you had a headache.
I took aspirin.
Today's aspirin in tablets or caplets gives you effective relief fast.
Evolution. The next step in evolution. Molson's Special Dry. The evolution of beer.
The added dimension of a Bell integrated office system to move business information is the power of voice that allows your entire network to discuss the matter at hand before making the final decision.
One of my favorite memories is the fresh, clean smell after Mom had cleaned our home with Pine Sol. That's because Pine Sol not only cleans and deodorizes for freshness, it disinfects too. It actually kills toilet bowl germs. Now my family's growing up with the fresh, clean scent of Pine Sol. Every Saturday morning, we all pitch in to help clean the house from top to bottom.
Smells nice, Mommy.
Pine Sol fresh, Pine Sol clean. So nice to grow up with every day.
A controversial new program is underway in California aimed at scaring school children away from the dangers of drugs. It seems to be successful for the most part, but as Taylor Henry reports, with some young people it could backfire.
It's being marketed as a handy tool against teenage drug abuse, a kit for parents containing a small flashlight that when shined into the eyes can detect dilated or contracted pupils, droopy eyelids, and instructions to check for other signs of drug presence. The so-called Rapid Eye Check is being marketed by Athletes for a Strong America, a nonprofit group based in Orange, California.
We like to say it's like a thermometer. In other words, if your child has a 103-degree temperature, there's something wrong. You better go to the doctor. If a child's eyes test positive in 2 of the 5 tests, something's wrong.
The test takes only about 30 seconds and can detect drugs taken as much as 3 days before. But some child psychiatrists say it can undermine trust and send the wrong message, especially to teens who don't use drugs.
If you say to a child now, whatever you do, don't use drugs. Whatever you do, don't use drugs. Let me see if you're using drugs. Well, they're already being accused of it. I say, what the heck? I might as well do it.
Cherry and Paul Mashburn use the Rapid Eye Check on their children twice a week and so far have found no signs of drugs. Their children don't mind being checked, but say some of their friends aren't so willing to accept the idea.
Well, I tell them, and I just hope they don't say, like, don't your parents trust you and get into a big thing, because that's what some people do.
I don't think it has anything to do with trust. I think it's just one more area of accountability with our children.
And with teenage drug abuse a growing national concern, the Rapid Eye Check may soon have some competition. A urinalysis kit now awaiting approval by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Taylor Henry, CNN, Los Angeles.
Hundreds of Prince Edward Islanders converged on Parliament Hill today to demand that the Summerside Armed Forces Base be kept open. The federal government announced in April's budget that Summerside would be among the military bases to be shut down. In addition to chanting and pipe playing, the crowd carried signs saying Summerside must be saved and don't sink PEI. But inside the Commons, Defense Minister Bill McKnight said that the decision will stand, and he said that there was no operational reason for keeping the base open.
At Queen's Park, there's been yet another twist in the Patricia Starr affair. The provincial auditor has been asked by the government to investigate management practices at Ontario Place under Starr's leadership. She was chairman of Ontario Place for close to 2 years before resigning earlier this month. The opposition wants the investigation to look at corporate sponsorships at the amusement park.
It's very worrisome, the whole question of the relationship between big money, lots of money to be made,
and the public good. We're the public. We own a lot of this land. We have Ontario Place was developed entirely with taxpayers' dollars.
Ontario Premier David Peterson said nothing surprises him anymore in the continuing story about political contributions made by a charity headed by Patricia Starr. And that's the news this Monday. I'm Richard Brown.
I'm Tanya Shuris. More news later on The World Tonight at 11. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
Awfully hot day.
For you, my dear, I'm having a special refreshment system installed.
With Mott's Clamato and extra spicy on tap.
What a good idea.
Just a few minor adjustments.
Ah, it's all ready.
Extra spicy.
And it's all installed below the water line, so you can't see the hole.
Whose idea was that, dear?
Mott's Clamato. Now that's a good idea.
Timotei, the promise of glorious summers and flowering meadows. Timotei, the gentleness that frees you to wash your hair as often as you wish. Timotei, the essence of European wildflowers and herbs. Timotei shampoo and conditioner, the promise of soft, shiny hair.
Hey, Mike, give me 5.
Get rid of your old bowl. From now on, Michael, we'll use this.
Ready, Mike? Big new, major new, rare gourmet.
Nothing else like it.
Look, big meaty strips smothered in gravy.
100% nutritious, and it tastes as good as it looks like it tastes.
So, Mike, you like Grand Gourmet better than Fifi's?
For models who wash and style their hair frequently, Alberto recommends
my Alberto European shampoo for beautiful hair.
your first step for beautiful hair, beautiful style. Ooh, Alberto.
Don't be so mean to your hair.
Damage caused by everyday styling soon adds up. VO5 Hot Oil penetrates and conditions your hair deep down. For daily damage, get the weekly repair. VO5 Hot Oil.
Look at this studio filled with glamorous merchandise. Fabulous and exciting bonus prizes, including a home on wheels, all the comforts in this 20-foot motorhome. A cruise for 6 aboard a private yacht where your every wish comes true. And this unusual automobile, a $59,000 California Countach Coupe, plus thousands of dollars in cash, over $229,000 just waiting to be won on Wheel of Fortune. And now, here's your host, Pat Sajak.
Thanks, Charlie. Oh, stop boosting them. Thanks. Welcome to Wheel of Fortune. Glad you could be with us. And now a big welcome, please, for our hostess. Ladies and gentlemen, can anyone hear me? Here's Vanna White. All right. It's time to meet our 3 players now, and we'll say hello to them, starting right here with Carolyn Jester. Hi, Carolyn.
Hi.
So you came from Tulsa, Oklahoma, just to be
Yes.
with us. How nice. Enjoying yourself here in Southern California?
Oh, I love it.
Good. What do you do back there in Tulsa?
I'm a medical assistant at St. Francis Hospital.
Good. Well, I'm sure they're all thrilled to hear their name mentioned there. Tell me about your family.
I'm married to my wonderful husband, Tom. He's here with me, 18 months, newlywed.
Good.
I have a son, Jerry, who's in the Navy, a daughter, Cindy, who's living in Las Vegas, and a beautiful grandson, Daryl Wesley. Hi.
You said that with great feeling. Nice to have you here, Carolyn. Lots
Thank
of luck
you.
to you. Hello there, Jennifer.
Hello.
Jennifer Maurice from Dunmore, Pennsylvania.
Right.
You're in the bookkeeping game back there,
Yes,
huh? Yeah.
I'm a bookkeeper for probably the longest established roofing company in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Oh, fine. A little commercial there. That was nice. What do you like to do away from the books?
I like to cook, and I have to exercise.
I understand.
And
nice.
I'd like to say hi to my boyfriend Steve, all my friends, and my new puppy Webster.
All right. Well, Webster says howdy.
He'll
Good
be
luck,
watching.
Jennifer. Hi, Todd. Todd Buchanan. I'm just fine. Jacksonville, Florida. A waiter/student. I guess one is to support the other. Is that the way it works?
That's very good.
Yeah. What are you studying and where and all that?
I am a sophomore at Florida Junior College in Jacksonville. I'm studying communications.
Yeah. What would you like to communicate eventually?
I don't know. I might take your job.
Well, that's fine. There's been some talk along those lines. Don't give up.
I need to say hello to a few people. I need to say hello to my mom, my sister Joyce, Trish, my roommate Gail, and my buddy.